Okay, folks, so today is May the 6th, day after Cinco de Mayo. The indicator that I have the red and blue ones here that have been working pretty well over the last several weeks are starting to be a little sketchy. They've worked pretty well over the past couple weeks, finding some good entries for intrinsic activity, scalps, that kind of a thing. But today, like, we got this signal here, which I did trade off this, and that helped me pass my prop count challenge. But like this one here, if you had got in on this one, you would have got in at the top, waited for it to come down here, maybe you had your stop loss down here, and then you got stopped out up here. And I think essentially, yeah, I had another account that I was looking to pass, and I got into decent profit up here, and I was scaled in, leveraged up. So when it went against me, didn't go so well. So I still got to figure out how to either I use the computer program, the algorithms, to come up with a scaling process or mechanism for me, or I just need to not scale in so heavily. But anyway, same way here, like this would have been a short, and sure enough, if you had taken that short there at the end of the bar, you would have got some profit. Or if you decided to hold until this range here, then if you got in here, you really would not have gotten much else. And I think I mentioned this one time before. I think when I get these entry bars, I should be looking to not get in at the end of the candle, but wait till at least like a 50% retracement, like in here, take it short here, and then ride it there. Same way here, when we get this entry signal, instead of getting in right away, it's already made part of a retracement. Instead of getting in right away at the end of the bar, wait to the 50% retracement of the body of the candle. I would have got in down here and then move it up. Would that have worked in this condition? Well, again, nothing is going to be 100%, but say we did use the same strategy for that, I would have got in 50% retracement here, then it went against me. Either I had a stop loss down here or at the end of the bar. Either way, it would have taken me out, which I think would have been fine. And it might just be that, again, not every strategy is going to work every day the same way. So here, the signal went off, would have got in here, or excuse me, instead of getting in here, wait to the 50% retracement right in here, get in there, ride it up. So you would have had one, I think that one would have failed. I think technically this one would have failed if you had your stop right here at the beginning. So yeah, I told you this one just isn't looking as strong anymore. On the 5-minute time frame, we did get one indication here, and right now it's 12:13. So we did get one potential entry here. This is not for the same strategy though. This is a different strategy, and I'm not sure that this strategy is as strong as other strategies that I have. Yeah, 5-minute. Okay. All right. So what I'm looking at today is I just want to put together something really quick. It is regarding the advancing and declining lines, and Jim kind of gave me an idea of putting this together. The advancing declining issues of the market, United States market. So let's see, we are here. If we were to use advancing line here, this is the S&P 500 or the ES futures, and then this is the declining line. So essentially what I would end up doing is making a script that would find us a descending trend, and then once the price breaks the descending trend, once these issues break the descending trend, and then maybe do an ascending trend here, and then once it breaks here, so broke here, and then on the excuse me, on ES we actually are looking at in this range, the next touch is technically in here when we get a blue or a bullish candle, and that makes a higher low. So we might expect that now we are moving for a potential uptrend. Okay, so I think I'm looking for something similar to that, either that, or if we're just looking for pullbacks. I had it pulled up on another chart. Now I forgot what I was doing. I almost forgot what I was doing. I've been riding on. Okay. This here, I think this here would have been a signal to most people to like go ahead and buy right here. But this advancing line is saying that the majority of the stocks in the United States are not actually starting to buy at this point yet, right? Because they haven't even broken this descending trend line. Or even if you were to look at like this trend line here, they still haven't even broken this trend line. So even though you might think it's an opportunity to buy because it's looking strong, it's looking at least stronger than this. This is on the 15-second chart, of course, but we truly hadn't got into strength yet, right? So you might wait here, right? You might wait until at least this breaks some type of moving average or breaks a trend line. The declining issues, you might want to wait till they break the ascending trend line or the ascending moving average. So I think I like this. So, but then also I believe on the, see this line here? You see the resistance turn support? This is a pretty significant situation here. So we bring this line further over to here, and then that becomes the place where the advancing issues, they were advancing. There were more stocks making higher highs, and then they stopped making highs, and then once they returned to this area, this stronger area, they started making highs again. And the declining issues don't really have, or at least not on today, it doesn't have anything to go off of in terms of looking to the left of the chart for that. Okay. All right, so let me see what I can put together here. There we go. All right. All right, so I think I'm just looking to see when the advancing issues, when they make a high, toot. Made a high at the same time here. I'm looking here to see that we have lows, lower highs. Now we have higher highs. We did get some higher highs here, except for it did not break the trend line. So how is that trend line being created? What are the data points? Swing high. Let's see if this is a swing high of roughly 13 bars. Let's see what this looks like. So it's just that saying that the swing high is different from the swing high of a bar go, and the swing high is greater than 0. Don't forget to bring your namespaces into the engine program. Gosh, man, I cannot type today. I think I need to take a break. We'll bring that one in anyway. I don't think we need it right now, but not sure why it's not wanting that EL system using ELs. Oh. Span of embargo. This is of how many bars are we doing this? We're doing this of 13 bars, so this would be also span minus 1 minus 13. This is of span minus 1 minus 13. Bring it down here so it's easily visible. Minus 1 minus 13, and then high of 13 bars ago. Okay, close that, close that, bring it onto the chart. Three. Barnum max bar spec 1 minus 13 high of 13 to go. Close that. Close that. I feel like I have too many parentheses. Oh no. Don't have parentheses here. Okay. Good. Let's go in here. Issues, advanced declining. This is that. Alright, let's see what kind of mess we get on here. Alright, first I'm going to delete this. All this drawings, then come back, studies. I'm going to bring it into the first no axis, first subgraph. Okay. Alright, no trend line. I don't have a trend line. Okay, so just reading over that looks pretty good, unless it cannot do it on and advancing you on this chart. So, I mean, that's possible. So let's see if we move this to ESM24. Yeah, so that's what it is. Wow, it can't do it on the index of sorts, but it can do it on ES, right? Because that's going to suck, because I was going to definitely use that. So I guess I have to draw my trends manually. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so that's good for you guys to know. If you want to draw trend lines on this kind of data, decline in US, or maybe it's anything that begins with a dollar sign, maybe that's it, then you won't be able to do it. So yeah, that sucks. Anything index. So anything with the dollar sign, any of these indexes. Okay. Now let's load up. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's ES. That's working. Let's do this for 1 day only. All right. That'll bring everything in 1 day. US. Advance US. Now when we put the line on it. Oh, okay, so it worked that time. Not sure why it didn't work the first time. Okay. All right. Well, so instead of it just being referencing any point, which I'm not sure why this line is hanging out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I am. High of 13 bars ago. Span one ago plus 13. All right, so there are lines. I thought this was ES. Okay. All right, so now wait a minute. What happened to our line? Because our lines were up here, and then we changed this to ES, and it disappeared. I'm feeling like that's a bug. ES. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, that's gonna suck. Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's bring ES to data 1. The first one. Okay, and we're gonna bring advanced lines to the second one. I don't think it moved it. It didn't move it. Oh, wow. Move this one down here. There we go. Okay, now that we have advanced lines down here, let's now go and add. All right, so we have the advanced lines down here. Let's see. Let's make sure we have the study added back. It says it's on. Referencing ES, but it's confused though, because it's saying that ES is the second data stream, and ES is not the second data stream. ES is the, maybe it is the second data stream, it's just in the first position. Okay, so we're going to base this on the ES, and then as far as scaling, we're going to put it on the first subgraph up there with ES. Alright, nothing. So let me just do this all over. Yeah, see, it's still saying it's data stream 1. Let's get rid of says advanced declining is missing data 2, which technically didn't set it up for data 2. Maybe it's just talking about the, yeah, because you see here I have it set up as data 2. So go back here and then general, put it for advanced data 1, close. But what, so why did it push the ticker to the bot to subgraph 2? Put it back at subgraph 1. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna leave it like this for the time being so I can figure all this stuff out. Alright, so let's go ahead and extend to the right. So TL extend right equals true. Come on. TL dot extend. Oh, RIGHT. Alright. Alright, so look at all these lines. Okay, so now if you remember, if you've been kind of hanging out with me recently, you know that we can very easily limit the number of lines that we have by just kind of saying something like, and I think trend line is number 3. Oh, look at the advanced line going up. Is ES moving up? Because now it's crossing that trend line, right? It's crossing this trend line, and which is what we kind of want to see, right? We want to see if it crosses the trend line, then what's actually happening with the chart. Is this Microsoft, Nvidia? Yes. All right. So on the chart, it also is trying to break out. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. All right. So we're going to limit this. So we're going to say while drawing objects, what's in that vector of drawing objects of, I think 3 is a trend line. Dot count is greater than or equal to 5, then drawing objects. And this is the way I was easily able to kind of remember it here over the last couple days, is drawing objects dot add. You have drawing objects dot delete. Okay, but then you want to do this, and now this is the object, right? So now we have to find the object. The object is actually going to be drawing objects of 3, which is the trend lines dot at, and we'll put 0, so the most recent one. Close that and do that. And we don't need to begin here. While drawing objects equals 5 or greater than equal to 5, then drawing objects dot delete. We don't need to begin there. We do not need to begin unless it's seeing something else. Oh, it's because we're using while. It's because we're using while. But if we put if, then it should be fine, but we wouldn't need it. So, but because we're using while, we do need to begin. Because while is a loop. And this, when you do delete, this is not just the object itself. Since you're pulling it out of the vector, you have to say what are you pulling out of the vector as type trend line. All right, there we go. All right, so now when we zoom out, you only have a few objects, only a few trend lines on the screen. Is that this is the one that broke out, right? It broke out here and then went all the way up there. That's crazy. In just those, couple seconds. So what did ES do? ES made did it come down from here? Let's see, down at the bottom, that is 1223. It's at 5179, 5179 to 5184. That's 5 points. Was that from 51? 1235 is when it broke out. Watch this. Global position. Put it right here. Okay, so that was actually down here. The 79 was down here. Okay, and then the breakout is up here, which ES hasn't even really taken part in that breakout at this point. Okay, but this is what I wanted to see, right? So, and then what you do is you say if TL trend line TL dot get value of what date and time of bar date time is greater than, or we'll say if the high crosses that value, then plot 1. We'll do it at the low. It'll be yellow. crosses. Not sure why this is suggesting that this is a Boolean, a true false. High is not. Oh, well, I didn't spell crosses right, so maybe that's the issue. Yeah. So that was the issue, but isn't that crazy though? Because you would think that they would say, hey, you spelled something wrong. Crosses over, sorry. Okay, so it's just going up, up, up. And you see now ES is trying to join the party, going up. Alright, this type to his point. That don't automatically do that. No entry bar. Okay. Well, I see my dots right here. I don't know why they're off the screen. Oh, because I don't know what the value is for advancing declining lines. What is the value? Because it's plotting, and you see the yellow down here. Change that to green so it makes it more visible. Again, this is my first time really. Okay, there we go. Well, and now it's yellow. Oh, shucks, good gracious. So the value is supposed to be here. So the lower the high is supposed to be there, not the color. All right, and then we'll make this green. Which is still really curious because now I put the low and the high there. Let's go and check the scaling. Automatic scaling, no axis. Or as the underlying data. There we go, there we go, okay. All right, so now when price crosses over the trend line, you'll get an indication here, right? And you can set an alert if you want to. So when it crosses over, you can not only plot, but you can alert break of advancing issues trend. Okay, so now when it crosses, it'll also give an audible alert or whatever kind of alert you want. All right. Now the only thing else you want to clean up here is you have this trend line from here to here. And the question is, do you want an ascending trend line or not? Do you want a trend line that goes up? If you want an ascending trend line, a lot of times you're looking for the bottom. You're looking for swing lows. So we're not looking for that there. So we actually only want to draw the trend line if the high of span bars ago is higher than the high that we are currently looking at. So if and high of span 1 bars ago is greater than the high of, gotta put plus 13 because 13 is the number of the strength of the swing, and high is greater than high of 13 bars ago. What happened to everything? Alright, we do still have a trend line on here. We got a couple trend lines on here. But you see they're all going in the downward direction, which is what we're looking for. But we also had these trend lines over here, did we not? That were going downward. Let me just make sure that I have the right enumeration here for the trend line created by draw object. Like I said, this says 3. I think we could use 2, but we can't. 3, 3. Okay, so we're still drawing those lines. We should have a bunch more on the chart at this point because now we're not erasing them. There's that. Okay, so why aren't we getting these trend lines over here? Because we did have a high higher than the high before it. So the high of span 1 bar ago plus that 13th bar plus the 13 that it takes for the strength is greater than the high of this most recent. See, high of span of 1 plus 13 is high of this most recent. If we take this out, point here and here. This point is higher than this point. That's the only thing that's not settling right with me right now. So we're getting a new swing high, and the swing high is greater than 0. Wow, a gap down? Okay. Advancing lines really do all that? Oh, look at that. Oh, maybe that's when the volume is coming into, yeah, look at that. The volume is finally coming into the chart for the day. Okay, interesting. But I still need to figure out how come I can't get this last piece of the program together. Because the swing high is different from the swing high of a bar ago. Watch this. Let's plot the swing high. Okay, so every time we get a new swing high, we get this dot here. This dot is referencing 13 bars ago, remember? This dot is referencing 13 bars ago. Okay, so we're saying that if the swing high is not equal to swing high of a bar ago, this is not equal to, well, this is not equal to what we had just a bar ago, and the swing high is greater than 0, which this is. the high of this number of bars ago is greater than the high of just 13 bars ago. That's not hard to be true. Swing high is different from swing high a bar ago. True. The swing high is greater than 0. Well, okay, that's true. All right, let's do this. Let's plot swing high once we get into here. Alright, so once we get in there, nothing is true. So if things were true once we took this off, then there's something wrong with this. There's something wrong with this statement. And I intend to find out what it is. High of span to high. And we're looking for the high. So say we're looking at this line here. This is the second point. This is the first point. So here should be, we're actually on this candle here. And we're drawing this line. So we're saying the high of 13 bars ago, which is this, is lower than the high of span 1 plus span 1 of ago plus 13 bars ago. The span 1 of ago would reference from here to here plus 13, which is this distance. Ah. Okay, so what I have to do in this situation is I'd have to make some, have to print some stuff, find out what in the heck is going on. So I'm going to print those two out so I can compare them. Okay, so we know that the time that we're looking for is on this candle here, right? And that candle is 12:20:30. So we'll say if time equals 12:20, then print. Come back here, open up the print log. Now these are saying true. Let's see if date is 5/6/24. So today's date. You gotta have the year, which is 124. You gotta have the month, 05 and 06 for the dates. Time, the date, and time. Okay, so clear this. Okay, so now we should have, 4 candles because we have 15-second candles. So all 4 of these candles are firing off as true in that the high here is greater than the high here. So why in the freak, if that is true at the 12:20 candle, wouldn't this show up? you know what? It's got to have something to do with this drawing objects. But we muted it out, and it still didn't show up. I told you that might be the issue. We muted it out, but it still didn't show up. Okay, see, we muted it out there, and these other ones showed up. So let's go back and take this, copy, say and. Okay, still not showing up. Now it's saying that these are false. Now it's saying that the 1220 candles are false. Oh, well. It could only be because when we find this issue, when we find this condition again, we start span over, and now the number of span is causing this to be thrown off. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I see. It's a little bit complicated to wrap your head around, but this is saying that we're only, and I think this works good on other charts. This will give you like a, this will work better if you have like a really higher number of your strength. So essentially, we're saying that we only want to take a trend line if we have two consecutive swing points, one being higher and one being lower. You see here, this would be two consecutive swing points, one higher, one lower. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Because I'm trying to see if I can come up with a. So just say, for instance, if this, say for instance, if we're looking at swing points of 3 bars. So you see these 3 bars here. Now this will be a swing point, and this will be a swing point. So that'll be a lower and a higher one. And then this one will be a higher and a lower one. This will be a lower and a higher one. But the way we have it coded here, we're only looking for consecutive swing points. So we might say, yeah, well, this is one and this is one. So we should have a line. But no, this one came in the middle. This one came first in the middle. So now we don't get this line at all. So yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, man, I mean, it's all in how you code this stuff. It really is. It really is. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Okay, so I need to get that out of there. So let me get this out of here first. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Okay. All right, so what we'll do is, what we need to do is we need to just find out what this high is and hold it, and then just compare it from one to the next, and then I draw our trend line. So we're going to say the high is equal to high level is equal to high level is equal to high 13 bars. I feel like we got to do a little bit more to it than that. Yeah, because this is going to give us a new high level of 13 bars ago. And then all we got to do here is reference the high level of a bar ago. So we'll say if high level is less than high level of a bar ago, then we do the trend line stuff. Okay, and then we just need to add high level. All right, guys, that was a little bit intense. So I hope you're following along. Okay, there we go. All right, and then we can delete these extra ones. Now we should have no problem turning this back on. See over here, we have a lot of different ones. Go back over here, verify, and it's taking a sweet time. I don't think that's right, but let's see. Okay, it's done, and it got rid of, well, come on. It got rid of everything. It still feels really sluggish though, like something's processing, something's going on. High L equals high of 13 bars ago. So if high L is less than high L of 1 bar ago, I'll put this right here. Ah. Somehow that got turned off. Don't know how. Well, this is exactly what I had just a second ago, and it took a long time to load up, and then it didn't give me anything. All right, so I got it right now. All right, got it right. Jesus. It still feels like things are going a little slow. Now, that could be one thing, that is my computer acted funny, or I did something weird with the programming, or 2, oh yeah, look down at my time. My time says 13:03. I don't know if you can see the time on my computer, but it actually says 13:05. So somehow, yeah, you see how this is still moving? The time is here, 13:06. If you move back to this bare bones, it's not showing 13:06, it's showing 13:03. Somehow it stopped. So let me see if I can bring up another chart. For some reason it stopped bringing information from the server. Some of the times the chart will act funny, it'll do that, and then other times there may be something going on with the programming that's causing it to run a lot of run heavy on the, see, this shouldn't be interbar, run heavy on the computer. But the change I made there should have been huge, because all I'm saying is, while we're finding new levels, store the high of 13 bars ago. And if the high that we got this time happens to be less than the high that we have already stored, right, the high of 1 bar ago, then go ahead and draw the object. That's it, right? And now we do have a loop that says while we have drawing objects in the category of trend lines that's greater than or equal to 5, go ahead and delete what's in category 3, trend lines, at the 0 position if it's a trend line end. That's it. So this is not that complicated. I know it took me a while to get through it, but practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect makes perfect. Practice makes practice. Perfect practice, 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 perfect. And there you are. Okay, let's see. This is really frozen up here now. Alright, so I'm just gonna probably delete bare bones. Yeah, she's struggling. Let's open up a new chart. And I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. Advanced US, sometimes that kind of stuff happens when you are making new studies, making new indicators. It just happens. 15 second. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame, and then we'll bring that back up. Yeah, let's verify that. Come back over here. Where are we at? Issues, advanced decline. Style is, doesn't really have to be anything, because the line is what we're going after. Plot 2 is going to be across our point, and then scaling, same as underlying data. Okay, bingo. Alright, so this is what we're looking for, and we should only have 5 on the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. No more than 5 on the chart anyway. Alright, now that one is ascending, so, and I noticed one time before too that something is up with the count. So you see here, the top goes here, the top should be here. The top goes here, the top should be here. So the beginning bar that we have, instead of being -1 span of 1 bar ago, -13 should be -12. Boom. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, now this should be minus 12 also. All right, so now we're good. All right, so now all of our lines are descending trend lines, and we have an alert when it crosses, and we have only 5 on the chart. All right, guys, so this one this one I'm gonna go ahead and put in the Discord, because I know some of you guys are coming over to the Discord, and I appreciate anybody who's joining the Discord. I appreciate you guys who are hitting the likes and the thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. So I'll go ahead and put this one over in the Discord, and you can download this one and you can modify it if you want to. Only thing that you probably really want to modify out of this one is this number here. So you can modify the strength and length of the swing, and you might also want to modify the number of trend lines shown on the chart. All right, we'll go ahead and take this out of here because this was just print. This was just helping us debug. Okay, verify that. Now you're good to go. Oh, and you don't really need these dots where you have the new swings at. So don't need that. Okay, but you do want that green where it crosses. It's on there. I see it, but you need to make it bigger. So style. I mean, you have to do this on your computer. Make it larger. Okay, so you get that green dot where it crosses. But like I said, you also get the alert that comes in too. Okay, all right. This is like I said, I'm finally getting back into doing a little bit more coding, a lot more coding. So I'm gonna do another live a little bit later, or another video a little bit later, just on finding the better entries of the day. And so I'll be using vectors, arrays, maybe dictionaries. I'll be using all kind of things to try to find these better entries here. So like I said, on this one, really, when you found that resistance turn support, that was the entry, right? That was the entry. So I mean, you could change these numbers on here, and then you could ultimately have this trend line here, right? So this is probably I don't know, what is this going to be? But this right here, from here to here, how many points is that? How many bars is that? 6 bars. All right, so let's see if we can do for 6 bars. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that input for you. Input is going to be length. And we'll make it start off with 6, and then so this is going to be length plus this is going to be length, and this will be length plus 1, and then so this will have to be length minus 1. What else do we have? 13. And okay, I think that's it. Yeah. See here. But this, why is this stopping short? This should be all the way up here. Or should it be here? It's got the right height. It's not got the right position. Length minus 1, length plus 1. Okay. All right. So now you see what we're doing. Now you see when the chart was moving on along, doing its thing, all of a sudden you got See right there? That would have been your first dot. That's your second dot. The chart broke it right here, and so that would have been your signal to go long there. All right, now you get that first dot, second dot, and it hit this demand zone, broke this level. That's your entry to go long there. So you just have to wait till you get that next potential entry. Worked on this day also, right? So first dot, second dot, it broke it here, and then it moved up. This guy here should not exist. Why does this guy exist? Because that is ascending. You shouldn't have any ascending. Or first dot, second dot. That second dot is higher. Some of the times I get funny stuff like this, and I don't know why. First dot, second dot. And I mean, did I draw that or did it? 344. Yeah, okay, that's the script that drew that. But I often see it, I don't want to say often, but whenever I do see it, it's usually toward the end of the day like this. Coming toward the end of the regular hours. But that's not the case for this one because this dot is at 342. And the problem would have to lie in this. Because here we're saying that the high well, this might change some other things here. Okay, so the high okay, no, you see we still have the 13 here, right? So that 13 needs to be changed to length. All right. And that is why I like these algorithms, because they make you honest. They make you honest. And when you discretionary trade, you can break your rules, you can do everything you want to, but if you don't have these rules perfect, if you don't have these rules just the way they're supposed to be, you won't get your results. Now, I tell you one thing I've come to learn is that when you delete these objects, drawing objects.delete, when you delete these objects, they're still kind of like on the chart, they're just invisible. So these lines are invisible, but you see here the green dot shows where that trend line would have crossed, right? So this trend line would have been here somewhere, and when this crossed, you got that green dot. The trend line is invisible, but the trend line is quote unquote there. I don't know if I can make it equal to null. If I make it equal to null, then it should be gone altogether. Drawing objects dot delete. So if I say this, and then equals null, objects 3 at. I'm gonna delete that and delete this. Semicolon expected there. Yeah, because I know I can make the entire thing equal to null. So I can make the entire drawing objects vector equal to null, and it would delete everything. But that is definitely not what I'm trying to do. I'd only want to delete one thing. So what if I do it as type trendline equal to null? How about that? Only assignment. Call can be used as a statement. Yeah. Alright, so like I said, that was something I was trying out, but it doesn't look like that'll work. So anyway, when I come up with that, then I'll have come up with it and we'll move from there. All right, but guys, this is it. I've been coding around for a while. What is it now? An hour and 12 minutes. All right, so it's time for me to take a break, and then I'll come back later, and then I'll work on something else. All right, guys, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.